Well, there they are, the famous duo, Dom Cooney and Luke Gilbert. Loads of mutual respect out there, two really, really great friends. And there's not been many times they've drawn each other in singles play with 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃. So I'm very intrigued as to how this one is going to go. It's the Dominator who's breaking off first, and he's going to be dry. You can't really complain too much, mind, with that cue ball. It was loose, it was tracking right towards that corner pocket. I think he feared the worst as soon as he hit it. Having stayed on the table, he might be a little disappointed not to have got any change out of the rest of the table. There is some work to do. It's not too badly laid out for Luke Gilbert on these yellow balls. It's Stephen Jameson and Tony Holgate here with you. Final match of the morning and early afternoon session. We'll take a break after this, back at around about 5 o'clock with wall-to-wall matches through to 11 as we build our way towards the last 16 and quarter-finals tomorrow. Gilbert a little bit upset with his shot that he played there, but he's recovered the situation well. He'll have a bit of a tough start, I'd imagine, Luke, in this match. I believe this is his first game of the tournament. He got a bye in round 1. So a bit of a theme that we've noticed, certainly in the in players' first matches this weekend. It's just been that adaptation to the conditions, and in particular the cloth. And it'd be interesting to see how quickly Luke can do that. Dom surprised himself a bit yesterday, I know, with how well he played and how quickly he got used to things. Luke wants that to slow up. Oh, that'll tell you it hasn't. He is a quarter of a ball roll too far. Oh, can he just squeeze it? No, he can't. He's got the other side of it.
Well, that has turned out very unpleasant for Luke Gilbert as his buddy, Dom Cooney, comes to the table. Yeah, I have to say, James, I'm interested to see these two play each other. I mean, like we said, we know they're great mates. And when you said about Luke, he's done nothing but practice since I've been here, and I've been here since last January. No, to be fair, he's 2 days worth of the spare tables out at the back. I can always just see the figure of Luke Gilbert hitting balls, so he's tried to keep himself as loose as possible and ready for action, but that doesn't give you match practice, does it?
No, it doesn't. Clever shot from Dom. Difficult frame to win here from this position for Luke.
Uh-oh. Didn't want that either. He's just freed Dom Cooney's red, and now there is a clear sight of these reds to go for home in this opening frame.
Yeah, he got the line wrong slightly there. So even if he makes the red, I don't think it serves him hugely well. So it might have been more a pace thing. Maybe he was hoping to knock the red back off the right jaw and back across into the 3 yellows. But either way, a great opportunity for Dom here to get this first frame of the set won. A reminder, if you're new around here to the Players' Championships in 2025, it's best of 3 sets. Each set is a race to 5. So, quite curiously, both long and short races in a manner of speaking.
And you can draw a set, can't you?
You absolutely can, yeah. We'll take the score at 0 of whatever it may be at the end of the set clock. We've not had a 6-red shootout yet. Chances are we will have one by the end of the weekend. If it was between these two, there'd be plenty, I know, who would be very up for watching that. Less so, I think, Dom and Luke themselves. Bring you up to speed in a moment with the runners and riders around the tables here at Spots and Stripes here in Red Hill. Big shout out to Nigel and all the team here.
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
Yeah, great club as well. Really accommodating, but a great setup. You can see why there's a lot of very, very good players who like to play out of here. So I had a quick chat with Dave Fernandez. It's his local club. I said to him, you should be at a real advantage this weekend, shouldn't you? He said, yeah, but I've still got my arm.
I'll tell you what this club does that I've never seen anywhere else do, and that's you can actually hire an arena table here and have it streamed. You pay £20 an hour, I believe it is, and you can stream your own matches.
Do you know what? That's a great initiative. I really like that. Tell you what, let's just hold that thought because Dom's got a shot to play here.
Yeah.
He's just got to judge this really, really well.
Wanted it a couple of inches up so he could just drop that into the middle. He's okay. It's basically one long red into that top right-hand corner position. He's guaranteed onto the black ball. It's just keep everything still, roll it up the rail, make this pot, and the opening frame's yours.
Oh, he's hung it. He's hung it. A little surprised.
Well,
are you a touch surprised in that visit, Tony, that Dom didn't try and get rid of the one over the pocket quite early to maybe allow that red down into the bottom right where you feel like it probably would have been a big bag?
Yeah, I'm with you really on that. I'd like to have moved it earlier. Just got to be careful of the middle bag. That was his only danger, coming off with a load of side off that top cushion. But he's negotiated that minor problem. And it is just a straight roll in. And it is Mr. Gilbert who is going to, well, win this opening frame when he thought it had gone.
And it goes then from Luke Gilbert, who made a pretty massive mistake in that frame. Got away with it and leads by a frame to 0. As I mentioned, we're going to have a little look around the rest of the tables here. We'll start in winners round 1, shall we? What about that? So earlier on, 𝗠𝗁𝗃𝗃 coming through against Ryan Pisani, 2 sets to 1, 5-1, 2-5, 5-3. The final score. We just saw 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗃 get through against Luke McAvoy. Gave him a set down to win 2-1. Josh Juhas back on after his victory against Tom Cousins yesterday. He's up against Sean Sharkey. He's won the first set 5-3 and he's up in the second set 2-1. Joe Prince getting through Tom Jones 2-0, 5-1, 5-2 for Joe Prince. Very solid win for him. This one of his local stomping grounds. Brian Halker against Kyle Cope. Brian is 1-0 in front. He's won the first set 5-2 and he's 2-0 up in the second. Christy Caulfield and Neil Raybone are poised at 1 each. 0-0 in the third set there. Chris Day is set to 0 up against Stevie Dempsey. That went to a decider. He won it 5-4 and it's 2-0 up in the second. John Rowe and Jaden Billingham are locked at 1 set each and 2 frames each in set 3. Callum Singleton safely through against Darrell Whitworth 2-0. John McAllister is 1-0 in front of Carl Sutton. He won the first set 5-1, 2-2 in the second. Dylan Leary is 4-3 up in the first set against Declan Brennan. And Phil Harrison and Zach Cooper has only just started. It's 1-0 to the farmer. You are up to date on the winner's side. We'll bring you up to speed with the losers bracket after this frame here.
There's a man in form this season, Callum Singleton. I think he's looking rather good. Lost in the final of the British Open to Cole Bedford. We're a bit lucky there. Got to the semis of a tour. I think Shane Thompson did for him in the second event at Wigan. But he's been playing some really nice stuff. Yeah,
and it's funny how things happen, isn't it, for not just players, but for people. And I know Callum's had a bit of a roller coaster of a time off the table in the last couple of years, both good and bad. And he got some brilliant news recently within the family, and it just seems to be all coming together for him. And it's amazing how that can happen. Certainly in pool, when it's very rarely someone's complete full-time thing. So sometimes it sometimes can just mirror life, can't it? When things are...
Well, if you're happier in everything in your background going on around you, and, you know, can just concentrate on the pool. But yeah, he's playing very, very well this season, Callum.
So a miss from Dom Cooney has opened things up again for Luke Gilbert. Tough shot Dom took on, but he would have been disappointed by how much he missed it by. These are tricky for Luke. Not easy at all. This could be a key shot, though. Very well played. So everything has a pocket, and now it's just about working it out. He needs to, I think, come... Well, has that yellow got in the way of the yellow by the 8 ball to the right centre? That's a big question. Is he on the gap?
For me, Luke Gilbert, when he won his tour event not that long ago, and you thought he's really going to kick on, and he sort of just got a bit stuck in the mud for me. You know, still getting last 16s, but not... I'd expected him to be in a couple of finals and maybe winning another event on the back of it. It's just not quite happened for Luke.
Yeah, and I think that positional shot just went ever so slightly wrong. I don't think the double was ever plan A. And you can see there the slide off the rail didn't quite get the judgment right. And Dom Cooney gets himself a let off, and this is a good chance to square things back up.
Well, he's going to be playing the long red now into the top left-hand corner. Looks good.
That's tidy.
He's in A1 position. Pop this down the road, bring the cue ball out. Little plant.
Oh, careful that middle
But he hit
bag.
that quite heavy.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he just popped out and played through the gap of the yellow and the black ball. Just played a cut plant going the other way rather than now. Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't even play the plant now. I think I'll play the one over the bag and just let the jaw push the cue ball through the gap of the red and the yellow and come out. I don't like the plant because if you hit this a bit heavy, you could end up stuck behind one of these yellows. He's okay. Well, 8 ball into the middle bag. This to level things up. In it goes, and we are back to where we started.
Sure we are, and quite similar kind of frames, really, for the pair of them. Both have made a big mistake. Both haven't been punished. Both have won the frame in the end. These two have played so many frames against each other, but not that many in tournament conditions. Do you ever have any sort of instances like that, Tony, where you end up playing sort of best mates in big tournaments?
To be totally honest with you, I haven't got any friends, so it never really happened for me.
Yeah, of course, I should have thought about that.
No, to be fair, not really. There's a few of my pals. When I was in the world final, I played my roommate in 1996 in the final, but I didn't like him. Of course, that's only a joke. Greg Farron, if you listen. I've not seen him for a long, long time. But yeah, it's... I think when you're a professional pool player or a professional in any sport, you know, you should have the discipline and the presence of mind to shut that out. You know, I'm going to be an hour and a half or whatever the time takes to play Dom Cooney if you're Luke Gilbert and think, right, I'll shut him out. I'll speak to him after the game, that's fine. But this is, you know, it's all about business. Get on with this. Then we can be buddies again, maybe, depending who's won. The other thing you could have, I mean, you know, because these are proper close buddies, is do you have that little bit of too much respect because it's your mate?
Possibly.
I don't know though, because then that will then outweigh your will to win. So your will to win should be higher than your mate.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, I think the only way it could sort of adversely affect either of them is if almost they, like we are doing right now, is if they overthink it. And almost, you know, sort of maybe think, oh, shouldn't really play like that because, you know, that sort of thing. And I say it's all right.
I've seen things back in, you know, years ago where two players that have always got on quite well, and there's been something controversial happening in the game, and they didn't speak for 2 years. It's true, no, and I'm not joking.
I can believe it. Yeah, I can believe it. I respect that level of pettiness, to be honest with you.
You know, they're not shaking hands with you when they walk out the arena, and then they don't speak for 2 years, and it's great when they have to play each other again, and it's television.
Yeah, everyone's watching.
Yeah, when you've got a nice frosty atmosphere out there.
Yeah, I love that. It's what we're all about.
Yeah. He's played that nicely there, Luke Gilbert.
This will be a settler for him. Both frames have not really been what Luke Gilbert wanted, even though he's won one of them. That was very classy.
It was.
Really, really nice out there from Lightning Luke. Okay, let's go to the losers side of the draw then. So, a few players are already through, courtesy of buys. So, losers round one, Zach Shepherd beaten by Aaron Davies, 5-4 in the first set, 5-0 in the second. Vivek Mak is out. He took Aidan Hughes to a decider, which Aidan won 5-1. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 does for Rob Chambers, 2-0 win for Hitton. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 beaten by Matt Cook. Clayton won the first set 5-4, lost the decider 5-4. Good win though for Matt. We'll head into losers round two, which I believe is live right now. First match is officially underway. Eddie Barker and Daryl Whitworth are still at 0-0, and still some matches to be decided, but already a couple of fixtures set for later on. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Tom Jones, Aidan Hughes, Ian Alley, Aaron Davies, Ryan Pisani, John Chambers, Rob Warne, Simon Fitzsimmons, Luke McAvoy. Some big matches coming up there later on today.
Big win there for Matt Cook.
Yeah, I should say. A couple of matches that I missed, by the way, just in my roundup there. Sean Ash beaten by Oli Bale 2-0. That was 10-1 in frames for Oli. That's a brilliant performance.
Saw that early, yeah.
Oh goodness me, Ben Doyle out. 2-1 defeat to Simon Fitzsimmons, 5-4, 4-5, 5-4. That's tough, really tough for Ben Doyle. Feel for him there. And the other one was Cole Bedford through against Chris Hampson, 2-0, 5-3 in each.
I'll tell you what would have been tougher if Ben Doyle had won his set 5-0 and then lost the other two 5-4.
Oh, so he won it in frames,
yeah. Won
yeah.
13-10 in frames and got beat and you're out.
Yeah, that can happen. As we followed, I don't know, tennis, for example, it's a bit of a thing there. You can have a quiet account for it. You can win more points, you can win more games, you can win more sets, but you might not win the match.
No, it happened to me several years ago in this very similar sort of
What, in tennis?
Yeah, well, I used to play tennis.
You strike me as an ace man.
I thought you were calling me Dennis. No, actually, we there's a pool tournament where it was the same this set format, and
yeah.
I went out after winning the most frames, and I was completely confused, but I was obviously quite angry as well. They actually had to go and get Rachel Riley to come and explain how I was mathematically out, but it is a very strange situation. We think, hang on a minute, I just won more frames than you and I'm out.
Surely it would have been Vorders for you back in the day, no?
Oh, sort of, but anyway.
Yeah, we digress.
We do.
So Dom Cooney taking on these yellows, and they're quite nicely laid out for him. The one he's got to really worry about, though, is the one on the left side rail. It's not a bad ball necessarily, it's just one that he would like to get on nicely.
This is hangable. I've seen a few of these hung over the bags. He's just got to play with a little tad of side just to come past that red so it doesn't clip into it. And he's hung it. It's just because you've got to play at such a little delicate pace. It doesn't lend itself to being a clean pot, the way he played it. So now Luke Gilbert comes to the table. Now does he play, well, he's going to be obviously playing loss of turn, but will he play to try and attack? No, straight loss of turn. Now I think he may have left a bit stuck out of this yellow for Dom Cooney here. I think he might be able to just slice this into the middle bag. If he can, Luke will be cross. He's having a long, long look at this, is Dom Cooney. He's going to use his extension, so well, he doesn't feel he can get it.
It's just unravelled for him.
Yeah, just looking there at the angle, I thought he could probably skim it, but he didn't have enough edge of that yellow to be able to make it into the middle bag. So now, red's very open for Luke Gilbert. And this really, really should be 3-1 in this first set. Always amazes me because obviously that the little hotbed of where these two guys come from, there's a lot of very, very good pool players in it.
Yeah.
I think at one point, didn't they have a pub side with
they're
two, John Rowe, Phil Harrison, and somebody else? There's a fifth one there.
Yeah, I can't remember because I get confused about all the different county
It was
and league
definitely
setups
Dom
and
Luke,
stuff.
John Rowe, Phil Harrison.
Yeah, I think it was interleague.
Cameron
𝗏𝗏, yeah. I think that was an interleague team that they had, and in a funny old, I think they won it fairly recently, and they've had a similar sort of team for a long time. You look at that team, and it's a farce. You think, how do you not win this every single year? But of course, team pool is just very, very tricky. A lot more sort of moving parts. It's not as easy to win as you might think with a team like that. But yeah, it's some neck of the woods in terms of old 8-ball. It's a bit of a hotbed. Luke Gilbert 3-1 up in the first set.
Yeah, it always has been around there, and I can go back to when I was playing, and you had the likes of Mickey Lambert, Andy Lindsay. These were all top professionals as well. Superb players. Mickey Lambert was regarded widely by one of the best money players that's ever played. And the sort of the bloodline is carried on with the likes of Gilbert, Cooney, John Rowe. See, Phil Harrison was sort of the extension out. He came just behind Mickey Lambert and Andy Lindsay, and obviously multiple titles for Phil, world titles, you name it, Phil's probably won it. Anyway, Dom Cooney to break off. Frame 5 in his opening set. He's trailing 3-1 to his best mate, Luke Gilbert.
That's a better break from Dom, much more like it. Tough to be dry with that, really tough.
Yeah, Dom gave the table a pretty cold sort of stare, I think, at the end of that. Yeah, really?
Yeah. Womp, womp, womp. Just not to be sometimes. You know that better than just about anybody, Tony. One of the biggest breaks in the game, but just how it works. You can't always have it successful.
No, it's very true.
Eruption in the commentary box as Simon Webb has just pulled out custard creams. Man's got to eat.
Not to me, thank you, Simon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Webb. I'll dip it in my Diet Coke.
You can dip this.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to dip the custard cream in the Diet Coke.
J-Mo, honestly, it's believable.
I have done some extraordinarily rogue things in the commentary box in my time, Tony. That would not be one of them. I have too much.
Take the biscuit.
Yes, it would. I have too much respect for the custard cream to do that. It's a lovely shot from Luke. He's got just about far enough, I think, to be able to make this work. He'd have loved to have been straighter, but I think he's all right.
And after this shot, he will be on 15 seconds of shot on top.
Yeah, take that. He's okay.
That's perfect.
Good line as well.
Take the one up into the top right now. Come back down for the other yellow into the middle. And I cannot believe you have just dipped that custard cream in his Diet Coke. Luke Gilbert now has this 8-ball to put himself on the hill in his first set. Down goes the black. And Luke Gilbert just 1 frame away from winning his first set. And really, Mr. Jameson.
I wouldn't recommend it.
There are no words.
Look, I'm the type of, I'll try anything. You know, I'm not opposed to trying new cultures, and
we want to stop before we go too far down those avenues as well. Well, Luke Gilbert, he's got to be feeling great. He's 4-1 up. And now he's about to break off. But there's been little chances for Dom Cooney, and he just hasn't quite taken him. He's sort of fallen out of position, sort of halfway through the rack. Now, Luke is now going to go dry as well, so disappointment on Gilbert's face. So Dom Cooney, if he wants to win this set, he's got to at least get, well, the next 3 to try and tie it, even at best. I think it's going to be a tall order.
Yeah, if it is to have a Dom in this set on the scoreboard, he absolutely needs to win this frame. It'd be interesting. He may just almost approach it more in a way of trying to get a feel for things, but he's not even going to get that chance.
He can't believe that's not dropped. I must admit, I thought it would go.
Playing tight this weekend, this table.
Yeah, they are. Lost a turn from Gilbert. Puts.
I don't think it's the best one he's ever played.
No,
everything's wide open.
No, it's not the best one he's ever played, that's for sure.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan from Luke Gilbert. Absolutely had to block off the bottom left corner pocket if he was going to do that.
There is a briskness of pace now from Dom Cooney, realising that if he does want to try and, if he can get a tie in this set, he'd take that right now, he'd bite your hand off for it. If he can just get these reds and the black in, he will give himself a chance. Oh, has he come far enough? This is tight. I think he's okay. No, he's going to have to bend. Oh, he's nicked off the yellow. Don't say he's going to have to bend another one, surely.
He's not on it.
Oh.
What can Dom Cooney pull out?
Oh, my word.
Oh, my goodness.
Hand in the air.
Team Blessed represent. Dom Cooney has fired out a worldie. Luke Gilbert cannot believe it. All he can do is shake his head and smile. It's a stunner from the cowboy.
That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible.
Replay man, hit it.
Replay man. Love it. This is it. Oh.
Look at that.
I love it. I love the hand in the air.
Yes, the celebration.
Look at Luke's face.
Walked away like Alan Shearer.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
We thought we might get some fun and games with these two, but that's pretty special from Dom Cooney. He played a brilliant shot before that, it's worth pointing out. The swerved shot that he played into the bottom left was brilliant. Is he going to get rewarded with a ball off the break? No, he is not. And from 0 to 0, just like that. Not blessed any longer.
Well, I can tell you somebody who's watching this match live at the moment is Cameron Tolley, because he has messaged me to say, don't forget Lewis Roberts was in that team as well in Cambridge.
Yeah, I was. Do you know what? I had that
Sorry,
thought.
Lewis.
I had that thought, and it just gone a little bit too much further, so I just thought I'll leave it. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Cam. Let's give Lewis his flowers.
Yep. Thank you for that, Cameron. Hope you're enjoying the day. I'm sure he'll be smiling now at home with Cameron.
Yeah, I'm sure he's seen that sort of malarkey from Don Cooney once or twice, both for and against him.
Yeah.
What I love about these two is, whilst they are both very much part of, as they call it, Team Blessed, they do have a little bit of sort of banter as to who is the most lucky, because you don't want to be the most lucky member of Team Blessed, the other one's the luckier one. So Dom Cooney, in setting up this match earlier, was mentioning that, of course, Luke got a bye into this round, 87th one he's had as an Ultimate Pool Pro. Well, Dom had to sweat it out in round 1 yesterday. Don't think Luke's feeling too lucky right here, though. This is the shot that needs making. Yeah, that was tough. Oh, there we go. Here we go. These two just find a way to do mad stuff. What a fluke. I'm amazed that Luke hasn't tried to go left cushion to bottom left corner there, but he obviously feels he doesn't have a shot on the other yellow if he does that.
Sudden realisation there. He's only got 4 minutes left from Dom Cooney's. He's just ambling around the table. Thought, oh, hang on a minute. Started running.
Yeah, Dom's got to get a move on. Dom is not done in this set yet. This is not over.
Oh, he's playing loss of turn.
Wants to get good action on the cue ball. It's a pretty good shot.
And if we're looking for a fluke, the only one I could see is if he came off the bottom rail, yellow ball into the black and off the right side rail and into the middle. That's his only chance. Here we go.
Oh, no way. Oh, you can call him, Tony. That's an unbelievable spot from you.
In fairness, that wouldn't have been a fluke because he did play that.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Dom's the fluke. I think he was absolutely meaning to cut that 8 ball into the top right, wasn't he?
Yes, of course. No, he wasn't. Well, I'll tell you what is, though, like you just said, this set is still very much alive.
Oh, completely. It really is. Can't quite believe it is, but it is. When Dom missed that ball to the top left corner pocket and sat in his chair, I think he felt that was match over. He got a bit of a reprieve with 2 unbelievable shots to win frame 6 of the set. But now he's going to go within 1.
Yeah, he's got time to win them both even. Depending on obviously the breaks.
Yes, this 8 ball for 4-3. Luke Gilbert breaking next.
Nicely done from Cooney. He's right on his coattails.
Yeah, we've got a match on here. The game is afoot all of a sudden. So let's have a little look around the scores before we get into the these latter frames in this first set. As we go into the winners round 1, there's been another result, and that is for John Rowe, who has beaten Jaden Billingham. Good to see John get a bit of a run. 2 matches in a row now. He lost the first set. He won sets 2 and 3 by 5 frames to 3. John McAllister and Carl Sutton are currently in the deciding frame of set number 2. Declan Brennan came back against Dylan Leary in set 1. He leads 1-0 in the first set, 5-4. And Zach Cooper is on the hill in set 1 against Phil Harrison. That'll be a great start for Zach. Elsewhere, it's 2-2 in set 2 between Chris Day and Stevie Dempsey. Chris Day 1-0 up. And Christy Caulfield is on the hill against the Razor. And so too is Brian Halcrow against Kyle Cope. Both those guys on the hill to win 2-1 and 2-0 respectively.
Back to this, and Luke Gilbert will be very happy to make a ball off that break.
Yeah, he'll run as much clock as he can here. He should try and get out, but he should do so in a way that just makes sure and just squeezes the life out of it.
Yeah, shaves enough time off it that he can go out, but his opponent can't.
Because all the balls are open, you know, Luke really should get these. But just in case, just use that insurance policy. Beeps on every shot. And just make it. He can't make it impossible for Dom to clear, I don't think. There's just not that much time left, but he can make it more difficult. What you can say is with 9 seconds left at the table with 4 balls to play, is Luke Gilbert cannot lose this first set. He will at worst draw it, but he should win it.
Yeah, I think if he makes these 2 reds, I think we're okay. We're going to be under a minute, and just where the position of the yellows, they're not hanging. There's 2 on rails as well.
He's not where he wants to be on this red, mind. He's got a shot to play here. He's off angle.
He's going to pot it though.
Yeah. It's not that much time. This is, tell you what, keep your cue short, Donks. If he misses this red, there's enough time for Dom to clear the yellows.
He's already chalking it now.
Yeah, you can see top left of your picture. Good spot. So 7 seconds. Dom will have about 35 seconds to clear the balls if this misses. But that is an excellent pot. Yeah, he's got a tough 8 ball, but it shouldn't matter.
No, he's taking enough time off that.
Yeah.
There's no way Dom's going to be able to finish these in like what we're going to have under 20 seconds. No, Dom sort of little smile there.
Yeah, waits for the beeps. Does he make the double? He does for good measure. That's actually a very, very good finish from Luke Gilbert to get the job done. He's going to take a second out of the arena. We're going to go for a quick break here at Spots and Stripes. Dom Cooney with a highlight reel moment, but not enough to take the win in set number 1 as Lightning Luke Gilbert goes 1-0 in front in the Players' Championship. Dom Cooney at the table first in set 2. Luke Gilbert 1-0 up here in the Players' Championship. Dom will have to come from behind. But we've seen plenty of those already in this year's tournament. I do really like this format, Tony, I've got to say. I think it's kept matches really interesting.
I agree.
Really like this format. I'd love to see more of it.
It sort of eliminates a player's like really bad start, coming a bit cold, and oh no, I'm 5-1 down. And I'll tell you this now,
well, Craig Waddingham just said exactly the same thing. He said, you know, if that was a race 7 against Luke McAvoy, he's probably packing his bags. But, you know, the set format just allows him, okay, start slow, chalk it, go again, and he's still got plenty of time in the match.
Yep. Tom Cousins, Josh Jihaz. First match, myself and Simon. Cousins didn't play that well on his breaks in the first set, but won 5-1. That match is a race of 7 or 8 at the tour. That's over. That is over. But start again. Josh then wins the second set at 5-1. Cousins then start getting a load of dry breaks again, and all of a sudden, we've had an upset.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, it's been really refreshing, this format. I've loved it so far. Still a long way to go in the tournament. This is only our round 2, essentially, on the winner's side. Winner of this match will go into the winner's qualification to battle for a place in the last 16. As Dom Cooney bullets in an 8 ball to go 1-0 up in set number 2. let's have a little refresh, shall we, of just some scores around the grounds here at the Players' Championship. We'll start in the winners' round 1, which is the same round that these two are currently playing. 𝗠𝗁 𝗏𝗃𝗏 and Craig Waddingham both through against Ryan Pisani and Luke McAvoy, respectively. Respectively. Easy for you to say. Josh Duhas is 1-0 up against Sean Sharkey, but Sean is on the hill in set 2. Tom Jones is into the loser's side. Joe Prince did for him, 5-1, 5-2. Brian Halcrow on the hill against Kyle Cope. And in fact, Brian has literally just this second won, so the buzzer is into round 3. Great run for him. It's 5-2, 5-3, straight sets win over Kyle Cope. Christy Caulfield is through against Neil Raybone. He won the third set, 5-2. Chris Day is currently 3-all in set 2 with Stevie Dempsey. Chris is 1-0 up. John Rose through against Jaden Billingham, 2-1. Callum Singleton through, 2-0 against Darrell Whitworth. John McAllister through in straight sets against Carl Sutton, 5-1, 5-4. So Carl bumped into the loser's side. Declan Brennan, Dylan Leary 1-1 in set 2. And Zach Cooper 1-0 up against Phil Harrison. He won the first set 5-2. They're beginning the second set right now. There you go. You are up to date on the winner's side. The winners' qualification round will be interesting. Some good matches set up already to go into the last 16. Brian Halcrow, Sean Storey, Sean Chipperfield, Liam White, Craig Waddingham, John Rowe, Carl Morris, Callum Singleton. The fixtures confirmed. Still some matches obviously to win through. Some matches set up in the second round of the losers as well. David McQuillan, Carl Sutton is about to get underway. Carl straight back on there. Eddie Barker, Darrell Whitworth, Odie Bale, Jaden Billingham, Simon Fitzsimmons, Luke McAvoy. And then we've got John Chambers, Rob Warren, Aaron Davies, Ryan Pisani, Aidan Husey and Ali, Andy Williams, Carl Cope, Hit Patel, Tom Jones. And a couple of other players awaiting opponents. Now you really are up to date. That's Luke Gilbert. Looks to finish off taking out these reds. It's not been easy for Luke at the table so far. He's had a little bit of work to do pretty much constantly. Hasn't really felt like he's fully in rhythm yet. I feel like the finishes he has taken out, you've gone, wow, that was a good finish. And the finishes he hasn't taken out, you're like, well, that felt like it was coming. Not quite yet playing with the consistency that we're used to seeing from Luke. But that can be found. Former his temporary class is permanent and all of that. And he's just put his hand up as he hit the gap onto this one on the left side, because that is an unbelievable touch if so. Yeah, look at that. And he can spin back out. Just flicks the 8-ball. Has he flicked it safe? He's come around to have a look at it, and I'm judging only off body language, and I think he's knocked the 8-ball into the line of the yellow. This looks really tight. This is what he's looking at. He's not worried about the red. But does the 8-ball go? Well, that'll tell you it doesn't. And now he's got to play a shot.
Caught the knuckle, and that couldn't finish any worse. He's just straight down. This is a shot of frustration here. He's hit it.
It's not the world's worst leave. He's asked the question of Dom Cooney, but Dom can take his time with this. Luke will be so disappointed.
Yeah, because he needs to get level. He doesn't want Dom to stroll away with the second set, and we've seen it in so many matches, because he wants this match done and dusted with now. Doesn't want to go a third set. It was
an ever so slightly careless shot he played as well, because, you know, just to flick that 8-ball, he wanted to slide past it with the red to bottom left, but just by flicking that 8-ball, tiny little contact, it just made that next shot so difficult with the 8-ball not passing into the bottom left. Big, big error, you got to say.
not ideal where Dom just landed there. He wanted to come further. So now he's probably going to have to play that yellow into the top right-hand corner. Don't think he can get through to cut the other one in the bottom. Looking a bit disgruntled with himself there. Might even play safe, you know. The way he's just punching at that cushion. He has done. Well, it gives Luke a free go at... Well, he's looking at thinking of cutting this into the middle, but I think it's very tight. I'd rather go off a side cushion here. You know you're going to hit the black and give it a ride. Simple as that. Oh, well, that could have worked out much worse. The only tiny bit that maybe came into a bit of fortune for Luke there is he's knocked one of Dom's yellows onto the cushion, which makes it slightly more awkward. And that's his only saving grace.
Yeah, not much else to really write home about other than that.
Just runs this in. I think the yellow that's in the middle of the table goes past that other yellow into the centre. There you see Dom Cooney's now going to be bringing the cue ball down onto the bottom rail. Digging deep, he's going to bounce it back up off the bottom rail and try and leave himself as straight as he can on the other yellow into the same middle. And that's fine. Plays this now into the middle, runs the cue ball into the rail, little bounce off the rail, black down into the bottom right. Cooney to get a 2-0 lead in his second set.
Great start for the Dominator. Just what he would have wanted. Well, when it's not going for you, it's not going for you. And Luke Gilbert, one of the best breaks in the game, catches that one well. And would you believe it? Dom Cooney ball in hand on this split. This really should be 3-0.
Extension call.
Thing is here, both reds and yellows are very, very open, and it's now a case of preference. You can make a case of both colours. Well, he's been a bit fortunate there the way it's landed. Little hand up there towards Luke. It's okay though. I mean, he was trying to get on that ball. It's just the way he did it, I think. He went a little bit wide in it. He still got on the ball into the centre. Oh, I thought he might take it one in the corner, you know, but he's in good position though. It's Dom. And this really now should be 3-0 in his second set. a tad too far.
Yeah, a little bit. Going away from his work. Just got to play a good shot here.
Yeah, you want to be dead straight, so you just stop the white did. Now he's got to come off the top rail. He's okay. He's got the choice of either red, but it's now further away than he'd have liked to have been.
Yeah, I like the choice though. He's not tried to do too much. He's just accepted distance and just made sure. I like that option. This looks fairly natural to connect these two together.
Yeah, off the bottom rail.
Don't go too far. Oh, that's a lovely little kiss.
Yeah,
that's a Dom Cooney kiss.
It's a friendly yellow.
Yeah. Team blessed.
Yep. Nice angle to come round for the black in the same pocket as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That wouldn't have been lost on Luke Gilbert either.
Nope.
Not been his set so far. He's about to go 3-zip down. Dom Cooney off to a flyer in set number 2 as he looks to take us the distance in the Players' Championship.
He's actually ahead on frames now as well. Not that they will count for anything apart from gathering enough credits to win a set. What's it looking like out in the arena there?
Well, the losers' side has got back underway. Not too much to report from the remaining winner side games, but Carl Sutton's taken the first frame against David McQuillan, and this is in losers round 2. Darrell Whitworth is on the hill in the first set against the Batman, Eddie Barker. Jaden Billingham is 2-0 up in the first set against Eddie Bale, and Cy Fitzsimmons 1-0 on Luke McAvoy. Again, first set in losers round 2. There's 2 more matches to play in the losers side just to get back into the tournament. It is some run you've got to put together. If Dom gets his break going, he might be really dangerous. This match has really not happened for him, has it? That's a good shot. Although, has he been a little unlucky? I think he's only got the plant. Yeah, would have loved to have been able to squeeze through. Not that it's mattered too much. You could squeeze it off the thick jaw. That's all right. He's back in position. It's nice. Nice and easy stunning behind the red in the middle of the table, holding the yellow, and this should be first frame in the books. Oh my goodness me, didn't Luke Gilbert need this in set 2? This is by far from over. Luke Gilbert still looking to get it done. 2-0 if he can. 15.5 minutes, more than in fact, remaining in this set. It's 3-1, that's more than enough time for either player to still win this set. The only thing that will get in Luke Gilbert's way potentially is opportunities, really, rather than the clock.
Luke Gilbert steps up, breaking off frame number 5 in the second set. Well, he's made a couple of balls, obviously made the 8 ball as well, and we don't have golden break in this event, so that will just come back up. Luke will stay at the table.
Yeah, he made other balls other than the 8 ball, so that's why he gets to stay at it. 8 ball flies in. Is it going to stick on that yellow and be a little bit awkward?
I don't know, but he's got a good. He's got
no, he's
options.
okay.
Yeah,
he's okay.
So Luke Gilbert now surveying the land.
Yeah, what are you thinking here? So I think it's got to be yellows, but the top of the table's tricky, and I'm not sure he's got a shot down the table.
Darting ball, it has to be the one up in the top right-hand corner.
But you really want that ball to be able to link the other one there. I'm not sure he can off this ball.
Well, the important thing was to get on yellows. He's achieved that.
So yeah, so you can see what his grand plan will be. He needs to get up to the top right of the table, set the yellow left centre. It's
well, as long as he can get that yellow that's sat next to the black ball, he's okay.
Yeah, he's got a couple of yellows to the right of his cue ball now that he can use.
The thing is, he wants to be able to play this in such a way he could follow the cue ball through and get to where you said earlier about getting on that yellow up at the top of the table. And he couldn't. He didn't have the angle.
So leaving it to last.
Well, he's going to have to, because he needs to leave an angle on the one that's to the right of the black. So this one is like, pop that, just come back just a bit further than that red. But it's gone the other side. Yeah, that's okay. I thought he might come back a bit and like straighten it slightly so he could just punch up. But I still think he has enough area. Yeah, he's digging down. So he wants to get up by the bolt line, up on the right-hand side of the table. Where's he gone? Oh, he hasn't, has he? Wow. Ho, 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 ho.
Has a little look to his left.
It's like the Italian job.
Tom Cooney and Luke Gilbert sharing a glance.
I'll tell you what, this is tight. No, it's not. Yeah. What am I talking about?
Oh, no.
That looked tight.
I thought for a second he was going to go off in the middle pocket. Little smile from Lightning. He's all right. Perfect.
3-2. Never looked in doubt.
Good finish that from Luke in the end.
Potting wise, it was great.
Yeah, now we can laugh about it.
Well, the thing is, with why he got so close probably to that top corner pocket with the cue ball, is if you land short of that yellow when you're having to cut it away, I don't think you can make the pot. I think you have to be that side of it.
Yeah.
Because of the way that obviously the ball will roll. And
he can't get on the 8 ball, he had to be high.
Absolutely.
I think his plan would have probably been to go side cushion, top cushion, rather than direct line of the corner pocket, but got the job done. And this is still very much alive for Luke Gilbert. Race to 5, remember, if Luke Gilbert wins this set, it is... well, look at that from Dom Cooney. Have you ever seen that?
What did he do?
Swung the cue ball along the length of the break line and is broken from wherever it landed.
Well, I saw him do that. I didn't know. I thought he did something after. That's bizarre.
Well, his break hasn't gone for him, so he's leaving it into the lap of the gods.
I like it.
And it's worked. Would you believe it?
Imagine if you do that like halfway through a frame with ball in hand. No, he's took yellows. 𝗔𝘃𝗲𝗍 𝗆 being the one that's close to the 2 reds on the left-hand side. You can play it now if you wanted to. I'd like to get rid of it now. So I think he's got enough room there to just bump the cue ball in and out of those 2 reds. Dom doesn't fancy that. So Dom's now leaving it till second to last ball, so plays to loose one of these 2 yellows. Comes back for the one, then up into the same pocket off the cushion. Wants to leave himself as straight as possible on that yellow that's next to the 2 reds. So he wants to be able to pot that and run down the table. He might take. I was thinking he might take it now. So position very much the key here. And that's what he's left himself. We know where he wants to get the cue ball to. He's going to come round and have a look, which would be there. Big shot this for Dom Cooney.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah, played it really well. Couldn't play that any better.
Good sign from that. Those weren't really dropping in set one.
No.
He's just about okay.
Yeah, he didn't want that little nick, but
no, he didn't.
He's come further up than the 8 ball, so it's a bit more of a blind cut, but one they'd expect Dom to still knock in with aplomb, and he does.
Helped having that red there, didn't it?
It did.
Made the shot a lot easier. So Dom Cooney on the hill in set 2 against Luke Gilbert, who now has to win 3 in a row to stop a set 3. Elsewhere, we'll bring you up to speed. In the winner's side, Josh Juhas and Sean Sharkey are now 1 each. Sean Sharkey won set 2 by 5 frames to 3, and he's 1-0 up in the decider for good measure. Stevie Dempsey has done exactly the same thing. He won the second set against Chris Day to force the decider 5 frames to 3, and he is 1-0 up in said decider. Declan Brennan is 3-2 down in set 2. He's 1-0 up, though, in that match overall. And Phil Harrison and Zach Cooper currently locked at 2 each in set 2. Zach Cooper did win the first set. Luke makes a ball and has a chance.
Attention call.
Well, down to 15 seconds of shot after this one.
Red ball's nominated.
Clock isn't the issue with finishing out this set. Plenty of time there for Luke Gilbert to get 3 frames on the board. The problem is getting the openings. Dom Cooney took out the last finish in fine style. Nice control again from Luke. A little bit concerned there. That one slightly wiped its feet as it went in, but it's there just the same. And this is going to be one of them back for Luke Gilbert. 4-3.
Yeah, both players are just starting to find a little bit of form, aren't they? Bit more like it. 4-3. Plenty of time for 2 more frames in this set, which is what Luke Gilbert needs.
The thing with this format is, although Luke Gilbert is 4-3 down in his second set, he's the one that's more relaxed. Dom Cooney needs one of these 2 frames as he's boomed into the loser section.
Yeah, that first set is so big.
So he looks quite calm, this Luke, and I'm sure he is. All he'll be thinking, give me a chance. Give me a chance at a finish, and he's doing it again.
Here we go.
I laugh if it landed in the jaw of the pocket behind the angle.
Well, he's actually done a very similar throw. So he's just dialed it in now. He's going to break from pretty much exactly the same spot.
No, he's just moved it with his hand. Maybe checking if the cue ball's round.
He's front board that, I think. He hits
now
it
he's going to go
beautifully.
to right.
Oh, wow.
Oof. And a nice easy starter as well for Luke.
Well, he could actually go either colour set here, because he could go red off yellow if he wanted.
He will do, because this opens up the pocket for the black. He's got guaranteed position on the two reds to the left. Or even go up the table, red off yellow, and off you go.
Yeah, judge the yellow well. Didn't want to sort of bump the black into an awkward place. Make the yellow safe while you're at it. The only red he's got to be wary of is the one to the left centre, well, closest to the left centre. I don't think it actually squeezes in there.
He'll get on that quickly.
Or does it?
He won't play it from there, surely.
What he could do is play into it or play on it. I think it squeezes past the yellow to the top left.
I think, yeah, this goes in. It'll get on it now. Well, it might be the ball after.
Well, if he played to be on it, he's short again. I'm not sure he did.
No, I think he's leaving that till second to last. I think that's his ball to get on the last red. I think the last red. Ooh. I think he's got to play it now. He's too thin on the other. I don't think he intended to. I think that cue will span a bit and slow down more than he thought.
Yeah, that was.
He's been just a tad short on a couple of shots here in this finish, but he's still going. He's made the pot as he got through the gap. Oh,
lovely line.
Beautiful. Beautiful from Luke Gilbert. Now he's perfect. And that's inch perfect again.
These two have really kicked into gear in the second set. They've played some lovely stuff in these last sort of 4 or 5 frames. Excellent from Luke Gilbert. And we go to a decider in set number 2.
How big is this? This
is huge.
Match winner for Luke Gilbert. Stay in the match for Dom Cooney and force a third set. Dom looking more, let's just say, well, it's not a frustrated look, it's a look of concern, whereas a big smile on Luke Gilbert's face in the opposite chair.
Free hit for him, really.
It is.
Free hit.
It was a free hit from 4-2.
First chance to win it, and if he doesn't, well, he's got another set to go and do it. It's not the equation for the dominator. 𝗨𝗪𝗪𝗍 gets us ready. It's Luke Gilbert's break as well. He'll just be thinking, please give me a ball. Let's get out of here.
Lightning Luke to break at 4-4 in set 2. What's he got? He's got the cue ball. And Dom Cooney springs into action.
Oh, this isn't nice, though, I don't think. Or is it? Is it nicer than it looks at first glance?
I'll tell you what, he'd just be happy to be out of that chair and at the table, J-Mo.
That's a given, yeah, absolutely. 15-second shot clock there. I think this is tricky. Yellows, I think, have to be the ball, but the ones at the bottom, you've got to be really precise. That's why he's going to try and get there early. He's looking at the cannon.
Wants to go into these right now. Just got to steer past the black ball. Don't want to cannon that at all. That's a bit harder, would have been nicer.
If he's got through to the one on the bottom right, he's okay.
Yeah, he can get to that.
Because the two now go independently, which is all he really wanted. Holds. He's
rushed. Slightly rushed. The beeper was going and he seemed to hit that just on one pull back to less, if you like. He'd have like one more sort of line up.
Yeah, as soon as you get onto a 15-second shot clock, you're more liable to see moments like that. Reds are tricky, though. Reds are really tricky. Luke happy to wait. It's where, if you're in Dom Cooney's chair, you're almost trying to second guess what Luke's going to try and do before he plays it. So he came to the table there ready. And that's where actually these two knowing each other so well may help them on this shot clock. Dom almost looked like he almost intercepted the pass there from Luke Gilbert. Good counter strike with the loss of turn.
All he's trying to do there is make those yellows difficult up at the top, make it congested, but he hasn't done it. Now Dom Cooney has a clear path to those two.
Needs to watch the first yellow here.
Perfect.
Yeah, good shot. It's a little bit firmer than he would have liked.
He's still okay.
Oh, what a nudge. He could have knocked that yellow really awkward. But he's perfect. Of course he's perfect. Dom Cooney's going to take us the distance. We go to a decider. Luke Gilbert beaten in set number 2. Dom Cooney roars back, and we go the distance in the Players' Championship.
Here we go. Last set. Dom Cooney breaking off. He put a bit of extra oomph into that break and got a ball. Reds look very nice. In fact, Reds look extra nice. 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗵 flirting with that left-handed centre pocket, I have to say, but he's okay. Well, he's got to move those two Reds in. Now that he's just having a look, he might be okay here. If he can get into this area of the table where he's looking now, that red that's sandwiched between the two yellows, he might have enough gap to go straight through to it and be able to pot it. Which if he can, then the finish is, I don't want to say easy, but there's nothing in his way. Well, he's having to go at that red now. He can get in there. And now the Reds are open. You can see clear path there for Dom Cooney. In goes the red. Nicely done once again, and this is going to be the opening frame in the final set for Dom Cooney. He's starting this set just like he finished the last.
Yeah, and both players are playing really well towards the back end of that second set, so hopefully this third set is just a bit of a banger for us when they go back and forth. It's an excellent start, that much is for sure.
So some water. So Dom Cooney is now slightly rehydrated as Luke Gilbert comes off, or up to the table. We'll want to replicate exactly what his buddy just did. It's made a red, and these look nice as well.
Yeah, these look great. This is the best layout of the match. Just completely wide open.
Stevie Dempsey just queuing over the shoulder there. Dom Cooney in the red. On one of the outside tables.
Certainly is up against
my compatriot here, just goes to search for the score.
Yeah, he's up against Chris Day, Stevie Dempsey. Currently 2-1 in front in the deciding set is the hammer. Dylan Leary and Declan Brennan, by the way, currently 4-all in the second set. Declan is essentially on the hill. And were he to win this frame, he'd go through 2-0. It wouldn't tell the story because that would be 5-4, 5-4. It'd be a tough one to take for Dylan Leary. 2 back-to-back deciders. Phil Harrison on the hill in set 2 against Zach Cooper in this winner's round 2 as well. Zach Cooper winning the first.
Super Cooper.
That's a lovely gap. Wasn't really surprised to see Luke take these out, but these two just leveled up. They're just playing at a comfortable gear now. First set was scratchy, bit iffy. Second set certainly had its moments, especially towards the start of it. But both of them have just found their zone, and they're both playing good stuff in the third set here. It's great to watch. It's 1 each and 1 each.
He's getting quite a collection of bottles of water there now, Dom Cooney.
They can't all be his.
I don't know. Maybe he gets money back on them.
Maybe.
The good old days. I can remember and you can't.
Yeah, I
Don't even go there.
It's all right, I won't.
Good lad, good lad.
Yeah. Phil Harrison's 1-1 against Zach Cooper. He is now over the line in set 2. So here we go. We continue Dom Cooney's break roulette.
It is a bit, isn't it? It's quite bizarre.
I don't mind it. I'm actually a huge fan. I think he's made a ball every single time since he started it.
No, he didn't. No.
He missed one, has he?
He has one, yeah.
But I think he's sort of 3 out of 4, which when he was like none for 6 to start with, I think he'll take. You're shaking your head. I don't think you approve.
Well, you can just see where this is going. It's going into some sort of like, have its own Facebook page and social media accounts called like Dom's break balance ball roulette thing.
I need to workshop
it needs to be
the name.
shortened.
Yeah, we need to workshop the name a little bit there, Tony. Yeah. Oh, has he got his cannon? No, missed it by a fraction. Missed it by a fraction. All of a sudden, yellows are a bit tricky. He has got a nice angle now on the one to the bottom left if he wanted to play it, but it's not easy. And then you consider the balls at the top of the table. Work here. He's going to draw back.
Refused. He's refused.
Wow. Okay. back and forth we go in this little tactical exchange. Both players sort of non-committal.
Yeah, it's quite intriguing how it's suddenly developed. Neither one willing to take the bull by the horns just yet.
Oh, quite like that from Luke. Dom's going to have to go at some point, I think. He's dangled the carrot. Luke can go if he lands nicely anywhere in the middle of the table. He's got that red to bottom right that will develop his other one. So he's put himself in a position to be able to go. Is Dom going to hang this yellow over top left? Oh, he's played too hard. Way too hard.
He wasn't playing it, it's just trying to, again, it's...
Well, I just thought he was going to try and put it somewhere near the pocket to block that red off. I think that was the plan. I'm not sure what he's really gained by playing that one, to be honest. Luke's going to make him wait. Back and forth we go.
Another 20 minutes of this, so we could be looking at a 6-red shootout.
Can you imagine? Maybe that's what they're playing for.
Yeah.
Maybe they decided, right, let's just poke around for a bit. We'll take the 6-red. Yeah, that's what I thought he'd play off the last yellow. Because that's quite a nice shot. I don't think that red
really
goes top left, does it? Or does it?
Yes, it do. You can, that and a wheelbarrow and a bus behind it.
All right.
Just saying.
Right, he's going to play it top right anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's on it, and he's not on any of the reds, so... Has he just landed in that gap where he can get to the red that's at the far right of the 3?
No, he hasn't. He's short.
No.
He wanted to be on this red to right centre, I'm almost certain. And if you replace the red there with the cue ball, he's onto the red in the bottom right, plays the cannon. Not on it right now.
What if you can get double?
What's he looking at here? I don't even know
It's
if he knows.
Too thin to cut in the middle and career into those 2 balls.
Is he? Is he playing the plan? Oh, he was. All eggs in one basket. And the basket has fallen on the pavement and shattered all the eggs. It's an omelette.
That line has to be at least after the watershed, I'm sure, or midnight, when people are coming. After a good night down at the pub with him. It's really funny. But I get you.
Thanks, Tony.
My buddy. But yes, Dom Cooney now, at long last in this frame, might I add, JMO, because we have eaten away a lot of that match clock.
Yeah, and it's not really been a consideration in the first 2 sets. It may have to be in this decider. Dom, for his part, has taken these out pretty nicely. Jaden Billingham is on the brink of putting Oli Bale out in the loser's side. As Dom Cooney is going to knock this 8-ball in to lead in the deciding set here. So Dom Cooney leads 2 frames to 1 in the decider. In losers round 2, David McQuillan is 3-2 up on Carl Sutton first set there. Darrell Whitworth took the first set against Eddie Barker. It's 1-1 in the second. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is 1-0 down and 4-1 down in the second set to Jaden Billingham, who is on the brink of dumping the bullet out. Simon Fitzsimmons and Luke McAvoy is tray in the first set. That's their 3-3 in layman's terms.
Cue ball. Oh, no, 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 Luke Gilbert. Not what you wanted. And immediately looking at the layout, you've got to fancy Dom to be looking at reds. It's just the second red, not the one obviously over the pack, but if he can get that other loose red past that yellow into that top right-hand corner, he might have to go cushion and then into the yellow. If he makes that, this is an absolute drop-in finish. Oh, he's got it as well. Now this is a real opening now for Dom Cooney. He can get two in front of Luke Gilbert.
Yeah, excellent stuff from Dom. He's playing good stuff at the minute. He really is.
Exactly where he wants to be, right in the middle of the table with a cue ball. Choice of absolutely any which way he wants to go. Going to pop this in the middle, then it'll be the red down into the bottom left-hand corner. Screw the cue ball back. The one into the middle on the right last, which gives him easy position onto the black ball down into the bottom left. There is where he wants to be. So this, get the cue ball anywhere near the bolt line. Thank you very much. This for 3-1. 2 away.
Excellent stuff this from Dom. Playing really, really well at the moment.
Well, to be fair, it was handy with the in off the break there from Luke. The main problem there for Dom was actually at the top of the table where he could actually put the cue ball just where he needed to get rid of that awkward red. But then you still got to take him out, and he's done just that. So Dom Cooney edges too clear of Luke. Luke, much to ponder after that in off the break, because he's got to sit there and he's in the lonely chair, because it's going to be Dom Cooney to break off in the next frame, and if he gets a couple of balls and a decent split, well, it's going to be a big mountain to climb for Luke Gilbert. 𝗨𝗏𝗡𝗵𝗵, our referee, places the cue ball down for Dom to do his special little thing, and actually this time he's got the wrong side of the line, so if he breaks from where that one landed, he'd be in a lot of trouble.
It's interesting considering that he first started doing, let's call it break roulette, after he was breaking so badly. But even when he's finding a good spot, because he's breaking quite well at the moment, he's not actually sticking with it. He's going back to the lap of the gods. Tough first shot.
Yeah, he's not played that too well there, Dom. He's left Luke Gilbert a chance here. Okay, he's got to play a little tricky, but it's not that tricky. It's just a little plant into the centre pocket here with these two reds.
That's a good shot.
Well, the problem from there is just glued another red up at the top there next to the black. So he's freed one and jammed another. But you still fancy him to go close here. Let's get rid of these two reds at the bottom of the table. So there's nothing in his way at the top. There's no traffic for him to land into then. Well, decision time. Does he roll the dice and try and go into these reds? He does. Looks okay. Yeah, he rolled the dice and came out with a double six there. He's just
gets to go again.
Just going to pop this in now down the rail.
Just come far enough.
He's okay, yeah. Nothing to do with the cue ball, just drop it in the middle. (3-2). Building up now. 12.5 minutes roughly.
Yeah, we've got a great match on our hands here. It's been a really enjoyable one, actually. Bit scrappy and scratchy at the start, but both players have played some really, really good stuff as this match has gone on. Very much still live in the decider.
Yeah, the matey stuff seems to have gone now. It's game face for both of them.
As it should be.
Yeah. Dom there, having a little look around the arena.
Jordan Sharkey is on the hill against Josh Juhas. Lost the first set 5-3, did the great white Sharkey. He is roared back 5-3 in the second set, and it's 4-3 up in the decider. Chris Day and Stevie Dempsey locked at 3 apiece in their deciding frame. Their deciding set, I should say. And in the decider between Phil Harrison and Zach Cooper, currently 1-1. Luke Gilbert breaks dry. Dom Cooney to the table with a chance to go on the hill in the deciding set.
Well, another safety bout has opened up.
Yeah, still open table here as well. Referee 𝗟�la𝗡 just confirming that the red ball is frozen to the cushion on the left-hand side. Luke's going to go. He's in a good position to do so as well.
Not happy.
Well, he almost missed the pot. That's why he's on such a bad line here.
Yeah, he's come too far. He wanted a nice easy cut down here, and he's...
Well, he potted it, if you look at the top left of the table, he potted it on the right jaw. If he'd potted it in the heart of the pocket, he's got a much better line onto the one to the bottom right, which was going to be his next ball. That was the frustration there for Luke. He's overcompensated. And yeah, that's why you see the reaction.
He played that shot, the one he's just missed there, while being frustrated with the one before. He hadn't cleared his mind of the cloud that came from the shot, the previous one, and on the back of it has missed that shot. So Dom Cooney, okay, there's nothing really there. He's not going to finish him here, but Luke Gilbert didn't want to let him have his hand on the table. Done enough, he's blocked off that yellow. Dom's in no hurry, he's the one that's in front.
Yeah, and he's played a good shot there. He's developed his reds whilst making one of Luke's pretty difficult. Luke's overhit the shot for the snooker. So he's going to give Dom just an open look at this table. Can he try and manufacture some kind of free ball plant loss of turn? It's difficult. He's going to... Oh, he's going to tie things right up. Good shot.
Yeah, he's trying to force Luke to make a rash decision now. It's not going to come, though. Luke is not a man you associate with rash decisions on a pool table.
No, he isn't. Yeah, it's a good shot. Really good shot.
Yellow still goes in the centre. But he's left himself, well, he's left Luke glued to this other one.
Yeah, how do you get the cue ball safe from here? There's not many spaces on the table where Dom can't pot a red, and he's primed to go if he can. Luke tried something, don't think it's really worked.
He's hoping to at least
make the left side of the table complicated, but it's not really. Done something. Dom needs to be in the position to go here. And just contains the sprint round the table there did Dom Cooney. A scolded cat, wasn't he?
He was.
Can't take chance on a 15-second shot clock. Luke Gilbert, for his part, has still got his extension. That's a very good shot. I think he was looking for a loss of turn, but that's as good as really leaving the red there.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit disappointed because he might think that he's put his yellow in a position where the red will go off the yellow now into the centre.
Maybe. That's a pretty good shot.
Quite funny to see. Very fast safety.
Yeah, really interesting battle, actually, considering they're playing it on a 15-second shot clock. Both doing a good job of containing the other. Luke is deciding enough is enough, is he? Or is he going to tuck up? Played one to play one.
It's a tough one because you could tuck up, but I think he's going to chance his arm. There's an angle here. Where he wants to go into that yellow, the lowest one of the two. So off the bottom rail, low the right-hand side, and sort of spin off the middle of the rail into the yellow that's furthest from the bottom. Well, it's gone into the red and everything.
Oh, would you believe that? Cue ball flies in off and Dom Cooney can go on the hill.
When he played this red, just play off half ball off this yellow, just knock the yellow up onto the rail first. Double. Play it slowly. Yeah, I'd have liked to actually gone for the double and still played a similar shot. You could have bounced the cue ball out a bit further, but it was sort of have a go, but also with an air of safety.
Oh, it's back to cat and mouse again. Really interesting frame, this. The clock being slowly eaten up.
Big shot there from Dom. Has the angle now to pot this red and kick that yellow away, open up the pocket for the other red. Caught it a bit high. He's okay though.
You don't get yourself caught wrong side of the table, Dom.
It's quite funny. It's like he plays a shot, forgets it's the 15 seconds are there, and also then reminds himself and starts running again. So oh, is he behind the yellow? He is. Oh my word!
Needed to slide by.
He's looking at coming off the cushion, black ball into the yellow, and try and bump the black ball into the middle.
We'll go close to this.
Got
In it goes.
Oh, what a shot!
In it goes for Dom Cooney. What a moment in the Players' Championship. He goes on the hill against his old buddy. He can't believe it. Fabulous 8-ball. He absolutely lined it up and nailed it.
Unbelievable shot. What a shot. Look at his little face. What a shot.
How about Luke Gilbert's face? No. Yeah, not quite the same, is it?
No. Oh, dear. Thank you, Luke.
So Dom Cooney once again plays break roulette to go and win the match. And you're going to end it with a proper front ball break.
Well, made a ball. That's all he really wanted now, because he can take a good minute off this as well. He's still 2 in front. Just pop the easy ones over the pockets, use this extension at some point, kill this match off here and now.
Red ball's in play.
Well, this red must pass the yellow into the corner. He could have got the cue ball a bit further down. I'm sure he'd have liked to have a better shot than this.
Yeah, there's work to be done here, that's for sure. There's a lot of work to be done here. But Gilbert not out of it yet. 3 minutes and 20 and ticking in this third and final set. Dom Cooney hands the table over. Luke Gilbert will go. He has to. 6-red shootout is not out the question here. Absolutely not out the question. 3 minutes left. Luke Gilbert needs 2 frames for it. This very much could still yet be a 6-red decider.
Well, this is going to be 4-3, no question. So he's going to leave himself, well, there's plenty of time. I'll tell you what, he's got time to win the match without the 6-red.
Yeah, maybe. He's a very quick player, Luke Gilbert. There we go, in it goes. 4-3, 2:19 left. And the cat firmly among the pigeons. There is time for 2 frames. There's definitely time for 1 frame. And who knows where this match is going to end up. It's been a bit of a classic between these two. So Luke Gilbert breaking to stay in the winner's side. Oh, miss hits the break. Does he get a ball? Does he get a ball? He does. He does. Has he got a first shot? He has. Ooh. Has he got a red? No. He's got a tough yellow. Is he looking at the 3-ball plan?
I think he's looking to try and play that yellow that's clip off the red and slide that yellow in rather than the plant. Oh no, he's got it. It's double hit it in.
Oh, wow, look at that little grin. Look at his little face.
That's the second yellow, pushed past the red and hit it again, which nudged it in the bag.
Have you ever seen two blokes get as much run as these two, by the way?
Yes, I have. Plenty of times.
Against you, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Always against me.
Yeah.
I've never lost a match where my opponent wasn't ridiculously lucky.
So 1 minute 20. Luke Gilbert can guarantee himself this frame. But will he leave himself time, or will he try and chew the clock and back himself in a 6 red?
Well, it's going to be Dom Cooney's break.
I say he can guarantee this frame. He's straight on this yellow. This is an ideal. Can he avoid the 8?
He's going to go into the 8.
Yeah, he could slide by. This needs making, mind. This needs making.
Big shoot, just got everything has to go into this shot.
Has he got it? Has he got it? No. Heartbreak for Luke Gilbert, and he shakes the hand of his good mate Dom Cooney. It's all over, and the cowboy rides in to the next round of the Players' Championship, and you can see by his reaction, he knows that one was very, very close. Brilliant matchup between these two great players, and that was something very, very edgy at the end. Luke Gilbert denied. Just an awkward yellow. But the cowboy rides into the next round of the Players' Championship.